What's up, guys? Sand7 here, and well, here's a free-to-play account episode, and this one, I'm doing the commentary as I play, which I normally don't. I normally edit, add the music, do all the commentary afterwards, but for now, I'm going to run through a quest and just kind of show you where I'm at in this account, and the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get these troops started, and unfortunately, it's magic ones, which, oh, I do have griffins now, yay! Just started upgrading those because one of the things I am doing is I'm bumping my might up. Guys, there's no reason to keep your might low once you've gotten past the initial stage of an account. When you're in the beginning, oops, wrong one, but when you're in the beginning, you're going to want to be able to raid constantly to get your first, legendary up there if you do happen to roll one, which actually I do suggest if you don't get lucky like I did on this account, make a few accounts and roll and see if you can't start with a legend of some sort. It will really help your progression. Also, the next thing that I would suggest doing, you can see that I have 4 builders, and actually I've got 2 that are sitting around with their thumbs somewhere, but yeah, anyways, get to that 4th builder. Now, the 5th one for 2,000 gems, that's a lot, but having 4 is going to really help the progression of your account, because you can see right now it's pretty far along, and I'm going to need to get those levels up. My town hall actually is level 15, so I'm going to build the sandbox. Not in this video. I think I'll do the next video showing how to build the sandbox, a step-by-step, because it's a base that's not only good for Here Be Monsters, it's also money for hero trials, because you have all the buildings set to one side. But for now, let's just go ahead and get to this contest, and also make sure to redeem my squire. Alright, baby, but really what I want to do is get to 10,000 might. Because every 5,000 might, you're going to get an extra one of these with better rewards. And guys, the quest, it's where it's at. That's why I suggest bumping your might up. Now, where am I at on this account? And you can see, I'm going to take a look. Well, I'm almost 60 days in, which is nice. And almost getting a second druid, which maybe you'll have an epic talent, and I will be leveling them. But honor badges really are a problem. And that's why I did create a guild to solo it, which I can solo, and I'll show one eventually, but really what I'm doing is trying to get Pumpkin Duke's skill up past 4 of 9. Because no, I can't permastun, and getting him to 5 of 9, I believe I can. Now, in that first boss solo fail, where I had all my heroes dead and didn't even get to start it until, there was only 13 minutes left, Pumpkin Duke at 4 of 9, I was able to go the full 3 minutes by getting just incredibly lucky. And I want it to be consistent where I can drop for the full 3 minutes and just not be a pain in the ass. Once I'm able to do that, then I will be adding a couple members into this guild. Not very many, because I want to keep the guild as small as possible, because nowadays it's either beneficial if you're a heavy hitter to be in a top tier guild, or if you're not, you're starting the game out, it's better to have a small guild to maximize your honor badges. Okay, with all that being said, there's also one more little thing that I have been doing, and I've been going out after free gem offers. Because when I wasn't able to do the boss and I had all my heroes dead, I needed to get them alive, I was trying to finish the boss, I was racing to do it, I went and I got 50 something for the race car game, and there was another one for that same race car game for like 70, and then I found one where it was a simple survey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you free gem offers. I'm going to show you which ones you want to maybe think about doing and which ones to just stay the hell away from, because there are many of them that you're going to waste your time, and you're either going to maybe you will get the gems, maybe you won't, but even though you do, you might end up spending a lot more money than you were if you were just to get the gems on your own. Also, I'm going to show you the ones that are non-credit card whatsoever, because it's being free to play. I want this to be the type of series that shows you how to maximize everything without having a credit card or anything like that. So you can see offers like this to download games. Those are good. Now, enrolling in something like that, speaking to a representative, nope, not even doing that, because, well, that might be only US based, which if you're not in the US, guys, download BlueStacks on your computer. Play Castle Clash on your computer just to do these offers and get the same offers we have in the United States, because I know some countries, well, they can't get the offers. But when you scroll through, of course, you can hit that settings button I hit right there, and it's always a little slow, a little laggy, but just make sure you hit the ones that are free. Now, the ones that, like right here for 182, they're gonna ask for a credit card most likely. Let's see if this is one of the ones. Click on the banner to start on the left. Click free trial. Yep. If it's a free trial offer, chances are they just want a credit card on file. Now, I'm not going to suggest doing those unless you have a prepaid card where you can just throw it away. Just have a couple bucks on it that's, left on that card, and then just throw it away and not worry about it. But I'm not doing any of those simply because I want to keep this completely free to play for everyone that doesn't have credit cards like that. Now, let's go ahead and get back into the game, and let's go ahead and finish this quest up. And I'm going to do an HBM and try to beat G again, which I lost the gameplay on my first time because it was the first time I had went after F. Then I beat F, and I was like, well, why not just go ahead and try against G? And I beat G on the first time, and I was just really happy about it. But then I lost the gameplay. I was cleaning up all my stuff, and well, that looks like a decent amount of gold. So now what I'm doing is I usually tank with Druid, because the reason I like to tank with Druid is even though I can tank with my Thunder God, he's got decent HP, but really it's two choices, Druid or Immortep. If I do it with Immortep and he happens to get low on life and my hero split off and Druid runs off on his own, which he has a habit of doing, then, well, my Immortep's not getting healing. That means I'm going to 100% have to use that restoration form, which I don't want to have to do. Now, see, I can see Thunder God's getting pounded away right here. We're going to try to keep him alive with that restoration. And we're going to drop the GA over here just to make sure that Troop Camp doesn't take care of my Pumpkin Duke. And from there, I'm hoping that's going to be enough to take care of this. And if not, I'll just dip out early. And when it comes to, do you have to do it 100% finishing, and that Executioner is scaring me. Thank you, Thunder God. Coming with a timely proc right on top of his head. Now, I'm going to get into a lot of detail about Immortep versus Reaper. When you're starting off, who should you farm first? Why should you farm first? And really, guys, the answer is I believe you should farm Immortep first if you're a free-to-play player. The reason being, Immortep is ready out of the box. You don't have to level his skill up really high for him to be useful. My Immortep, I believe, is only 3 of 9. Let's take a check and make sure, because, yeah, he's only 3 of 9. He's still really useful. The Reaper, on the other hand, is the type of hero that, while he is amazing, he's an endgame hero, no doubt about it. The problem is, you gotta skill him up. And at the cost, we can take a look, because you can see that, well, he is 7,000 shards, so once you spend that 7,000 shards, you're going to have to be ready to spend the shards to get him to, I'd say 5 of 9 is where he really starts to shine, and at 5 of 9, let's go ahead and do the math real quick, and I'll also teach you a quick little conversion to where you can simply calculate how many shards you need to level up an ability. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pumpkin Duke. And going to 4 of 9, we're just going to ignore the fact that he already has 21,500, but that 70,000 to get to 4 of 9, it's 70,000. How many shards is that? I know it's 3,500 right off the bat, because there's a simple formula. All you do is take that 70,000, drop a 0, divide it by 2. So that's 7,000 divided by 2, which is 3,500. So with 3,500 shards, that's getting Pumpkin Duke up to 5 of 9. And when it comes to, say, Druid, getting that up to 30,000, well, cut it in half. Or, I'm sorry, drop the 0 first. It doesn't matter which order you do it, but drop the 0 first. We're, well, then only looking at 3,000. Cut it in half. That's 1,500. So that's just a quick way that's very simple. You can do it in your head, and you always know how many shards you need. That's why taking a hero from 7 to 9 to 9 of 9, well, 65,000 shards. I know that one really well, because that is one epic quest that I am not looking forward to. We're going to grab the magic now, and we're going to take a look at this quest and see exactly what all we do need to do for it. And one of which is use a flag in battle, destroy the gold vaults, and then 8 of those, which should have gotten to that first. And I'm going to show you the dungeon that I'm still farming, and I'm going to be farming this until I get some more heroes over 100 to that 6-star, but I need the honor badges for that. And I will be taking Druid up first for sure. Alright, what I like to do here is simply drop Pumpkin Duke, and since I have Griffins there, I should have sold them because it makes it a little easier, because if I spam in, I don't want to lose any Griffins. And from there, you just save the restoration. I might lose, oh my god, I did lose Pumpkin Duke. And that's from me having the Griffins there and not being able to spam them in. And we'll probably have to try this again. We're going to back out before we start losing a bunch of heroes. But doing a live commentary like this, I'll show you that I do make mistakes all the time. And I usually don't like gemming heroes, but since I'm doing a video and I still have 164, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and let's go ahead and feed these troops out there. That's one of the reasons I absolutely hate having troops on me. It just always messes with my entire flow of the game. I'm not used to using them, and would never even hire them unless it was for these quests. But we'll go in here and I'll show you my line now. And there we go. This should be much easier to do. So we're just going to drop everybody in, and then as quickly as possible get the GAN. And doing stuff like this is the reason I don't like playing on BlueStacks, that I like playing on a phone with a touchscreen, because I can do it extremely fast. Now, I saved the restoration because one hero is going to end up going one-on-one possibly. And right now, well, it looks like Immortep, but Immortep can handle his own. So I'm going to hold off because I think he should be fine. Now, I'm over here. I'm worried about Pumpkin Duke, but since all three of them were over there, I get to save this for a bit, and I am going to have to use it on Immortep because Druid's drifted over to the left side. No big deal, though. As long as Thunder God can take care of that werewolf. Oh, he's down on health a little bit, but luckily Champ has picked up all the Griffin aggro, and with Druid there, Thunder God proccing, we're going to walk through this and go ahead and get the 100%. Hopefully we'll get a shard drop. But on this account, really, I haven't been farming dungeons very often. The reason behind that is, well, it takes a lot of time, and with as much time as I spend on my channel, on my main account, you know, trying to make that run to number 1, I just don't have time. And usually what I do when I need to do dungeons is I just simply go to this one because it's quick. I can just throw my 5 heroes in there, and it's going to end very quickly, and it's just a time saver. Same thing in the arena. All I do to get my 5 gems a day is I enter a match and I exit as quickly as possible. And I've had people ask, well, how do you farm your shards so quickly? And it's because I've set up my base. I've set up the evolution of this account so I can maximize my HPM. And right now I can easily farm E without garrisons. F is a little iffy without garrisons, and guys, F is a round of HPM that, you know, I don't always suggest because it seems I've never had a setup that it just always works out and I'm getting that 95+% completion percentage. I've always jumped from farming E to farming G, no garrisons. That's just the way it's always worked out for me. Okay, so got a few more of these to do, and if these are simply that, yep, I don't even need to do the shard ones. I'm just going to come in and complete the quickest ones possible. And it looks like I might not be able to complete this quest for this video unless I make an extremely long video. But hey, maybe I will, because you guys have been asking for longer videos. And why not make a 45-minute video, right? Because I do need to farm a ton of gold, because I have the space available for my vaults to level my town hall up to 16, and really my goal is to get that town hall up as quickly as possible, because at 17 we all know that you get the 5th tower, and at 18 is when you can start really building some good defenses for Wave 8 for HBM H, and I'm not thinking about I anytime soon being a free-to-play account, but I do want to get to the point where I'm able to farm able to farm H without garrisons with a free-to-play account, and it's going to take a while, but we should be able to get there. Alright, now I need to buy a flag, and that also means that I'm probably going to have to actually wait, was I able to buy one? Yeah, no, I gotta activate them, which, I don't have. Now, should I? Let's see. Might as well go ahead and activate them for the future. See how many shards I have, which is 109. How many do I have available? And it's 300, so yes, I am able to do that with a donation of 100. And that'll be nice. And it'll also be nice once I do bring a few members in to help out with the shard cost, and we're going to go ahead and activate that flag, and now we're going to go ahead and buy that flag. There we go. Can only hold once. My guild hall is a level 1 of 1, and we're going to go out and we're going to do some rodding. Yeah. And oh my god, 400,000, that is huge. Now I'm going to find the place to open up. What I'm going to try to do is get Pumpkin Duke inside there and let him just go nuts all by himself. Uh-oh, that didn't work out so well. Looks like it's going to be Thunder God all by himself. And Thunder God will just proc like crazy. So we're going to have to get that restoration in on him too, because that's going to end. And come on, baby, keep him alive, keep him alive, keep him alive. Yeah, he is. Thunder God going off. Okay. Is he going to live, though? I think I am going to lose my Thunder God, and he's gone. Oh, that's too bad. But for 400,000 in gold and I'm losing heroes left and right here. That's not so good. But can I get to the gold vaults? Can I get to the gold vaults? Can I get there? I don't think I can. Well, oh man, just losing griffins too. But at least Immortep's there. He's got a shot at it. And that's not a bad defensive setup. I obviously made a huge mistake on where I dropped. Miscalculated the distance of that to that. And he's going in till he dies. So that was a complete fail. And when you fail, you might as well fail all the way, right? There we go. Okay, but still 200,000 in gold's not so bad. And there we go. I have to wait a little while longer to complete this quest. But good thing is we do have time because I'm still waiting on 2 more turns or 3 more turns on that, which, yeah, there's no way I'll get it done in this video. So let's go ahead and just move on to some HBM, and I'll show you what I'm normally farming after I donate those griffins in there, because you always want to donate before you end up going into an HBM because they will end up dying. And let's go ahead and get the traps out there. Now you'll notice that you saw that I had a couple things available for building, and they are mana mills, and there's a mana mill and mana vault in there that I'm just saving and holding off and waiting to do it. Now my placement of these hero traps, where I'm placing them, why I'm placing them there, is I want them as far in the middle as possible because I want to save them, and I don't want them going off on just a ninja that's running in on the first wave and just getting there early. I want it to where they're actually penetrating my defense and I actually need them. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in garrisons, and this is my best tower. It's a level 7, the rest are 6. So I'm going to make sure this one has all 3 set up, all 3 colors, because we can take a look at the info and you can see that, well, I've got 2 times damage, an extra 10% on my tower HP, which is nice. I mean, that's an extra, what, 3? Not too much, but the range is what's really nice about it, because you can see right there, that's a big range versus the normal range, which is at 6. And let's go ahead and get the garrison in here, and we'll just put, there we go. And these will just simply have to have a little extra. There we go. And this one seems pretty full, but all those guys are leveling. And we are good to go. Okay. So that's set up. And no, I don't use troops when I do HBM. Now, I've got a lot of mana there, so that probably means I should go ahead and use it. Level 13. I do want to get them all to level 15 because it drives me nuts not having the same visual look of all of them. And the guild's going to be 1.6 million, I believe. So I don't think I'll get that in this video, maybe the next video. And I'm just deciding what I want to build. And you know what? I think it probably is time to go ahead and get these out there, because I am wanting to bump might up. And while they're not worth a lot of might each, but it does add up slowly. And I should probably start simply leveling all of these to begin with, because I mean, mine are sitting all at level 2 right now. It's extremely cheap. It's quick. You can see it's a 5-minute wait, and I can get a lot of them done. We'll see how much they add per by just hitting this. We're at 29.57. That bumps up to... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong number. Wow. Okay. 92.94. Joe jumps to... Okay, it's 3 per level, which... it's not a lot, but I have 5 of them, so that's 15 each time I grab a level on each one. I should easily be able to get 5, so that's 75 might. And on the, going to 10,000, which is the goal right now, that will help. So we're going to go ahead and get all these started. And, whoop, nope, come on now. Okay, it seems to have frozen up on me. I love it when you do that to me, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I want to get this started and start running G. Okay, I really don't think it's going to light me right now, so what we're going to do is head into the task manager and active applications. We are going to end you. That's right, you're dead. And we'll start her back up and get back in there. And how long is this video now? Almost getting to that 20-minute mark, so yeah, with a couple HBMs. Be under 30 minutes, so you guys wanted longer videos? Here you go. Whee! And I would like to talk for a minute about the dragon and the contest that's coming up. And there is that video contest where I had entered one, guys, and then all of a sudden the rules changed where it had to be under 1:30. So I've entered a second video to the contest, and I would really appreciate a vote on it. And I know it's an inconvenience to you guys, but if I do win it, I'm going to give away a $50 giveaway, and it'll be in the form of either a Google Play card, an iTunes card if you're an iOS user, or PayPal if you're not in the United States. And well, PayPal is just plain and simple cash, right? Go ahead and donate these, and we'll finish that one off. All right, redeem that, and redeem that. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and feed my Pumpkin Duke, because I am taking Pumpkin Duke to 5 of 9. The first thing I'm doing, right now what I'm doing is taking Pumpkin Duke to 5 of 9. Once he's at 5 of 9, I will farm for the Reaper. Not until Pumpkin Duke is 5 of 9, because I want to take care of my boss squad. My boss squad is very important because I need the honor badges. I need to be able to deal with tier 2 boss, and getting the Reaper, while it's going to help me with HBM, it's going to do nothing for me for the boss. So I need to be working on the boss, and while we're at it, I've got enough for 1 gem roll and Cupid! No, Shaman. That's okay. We're going to throw him in a tower somewhere just to bump the might up a little bit, and 3 of 5 life drain, which, guys, by the way, when you get a hero, each talent level is worth 20 might. So you get a base of, if it's 1 of 5 talent, it's going to just have that extra 20 on there. But if you have a 3 of 5 talent, well, that's, 40 extra might for that hero. So when you are going through and deciding which heroes to keep, which to get rid of, when you're, bumping your might up, be sure to keep heroes that are not like him, but that are like him, where they have 3 of 5. Every little bit of might helps, guys. It really, really does. Now we need to find a tower for him, which we got right there. And now I can drop... Nope. Got to keep him in if I want to keep that. So, yeah. There we go. Alright. I'm going to move in here. We're going to try G. And G is pretty iffy for me. And I also think that I need adjustments on the defense. Because really, when I did get my upgrade to Town Hall level 15, all I did was throw... Well, you can see each of the 10 walls that aren't level 10. I've just thrown them out there to make it, a little more zigzag pattern. And you notice the lanes that I have, that pattern that's coming in, I really do like that. I just happen to be messing around on my main account when I made that defense. Basically, I had seen Hirsch was doing well, and you can see I got a problem with Druid hitting that wall. He's going to break that, and that's going to, yeah, that's really bad. So, but Thunder God helping me out, it's still not going to be enough. He's going to, yep, that's going to be a problem. That means any spawn from the area around about right there to about right there, they're going to walk through that gap and just absolutely destroy me. So I'll have to get a bit lucky on the spawns for the rest of this wave. And it's also taking forever. But hey, we still got another 7 minutes before we hit the 30-minute mark, which I do want to at least try to keep the video under 30 minutes. Now, I don't know if I'll do more videos that are this long on the free-to-play account, but I did it. See, this is the bad spawn, and you can watch right here what's going to happen, and I'll do another HBM and show you how to fix this, which it's not a difficult fix, but Pumpkin Duke's taking aggro now, and unless I get very lucky, yep, I'm going to lose Pumpkin Duke, and there's no way I can beat G5 without my Pumpkin Duke. I can tell you right now, Pumpkin Duke, having him in HBM is monstrous, and when it comes to Cupid in HBM, it's not a must-have hero in Here Be Monsters. It really isn't. Cupid is a must-have for the arena and for boss, but for HBM, you can really get by without Cupid, and in some situations, I'm thinking it might be beneficial not to run Cupid. But just have to see. And Druid going after my Thunder God, and he's kind of just walking back and forth. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, I want Thunder God, but he's running all the way around, getting pegged by towers. Thunder God's proccing on the middle of everything. By the time, yep, Immortep goes off, and all is done. Okay, there we go. And we are down a champ as well. Drop the champ. And you can see once your defense gets messed up, like a hole like this, it's going to end on G4 for me. You're just really screwed. Because the entire hero pathing and the way it works, it's just best to have them running around. And you can see what happens when the wall gets broken. It is just simply bad. And Thunder God's not going to be able to do it. That's it for this one. Now, what I'm going to do is... Also, when I beat G, I didn't have these vaults in here. I think it's a mistake to try to protect too much stuff in the middle, Because you might be thinking, well, I have more buildings in there. It's gonna be, you know, protect me more. It's gonna be better. Guys, it sometimes can be, but if you're not able to defend the corner buildings, which these are my corner buildings, if you're not able to defend them properly, well, you're gonna get screwed. And I think it's more beneficial to pinch them in, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna cause their heroes to have to walk farther around, and it's going to be much more difficult for them to actually get there and do damage on them and actually kill those towers. And I do have little open spots, which I'll take care of that, because you see that little spot right there. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll move a tower like that, and you can see that that's an open spot. Well, when someone's raiding, they'll be able to simply just drop right there and completely destroy you. And it looks like I'll be moving some grass in there, and I'm not going to make it pretty right now. I'm going to make it effective. There we go. Move some grass there. Move a piece of grass there. Alright, there we go. Now we have to fix the issue where... There we go. Now we have to fix the issue where they were breaking the wall over here. And they're doing that because I've extended the length of this section. When they're walking around here, they've got to go all the way around that little part too right there. So what I'm going to have to do is make the 3 thick just a bit longer, and that's a simple fix by just dropping these 2 back. If I can do that properly, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and level that up while we're doing this. And now I can drag that wall right there. And I almost want to make it two extra just to be cautious and safe. And on this side, it's going to be that same wall, so what I'm going to do is drop these 2 back right here. There we go. And now, I'm going to drop this right here. That was actually the wrong one, because I do still want to keep that 3 length right there, which is going to keep anybody from spawning on this side having to walk all the way around that. Okay, see, now I have my lane set up. I'm not worried about them breaking walls anywhere. I should be good. I'm only using 4 buildings in the middle instead of 6. It's less to protect. It's not stretching my troops out, because when that tower was all the way out here, like this, my heroes on the corner over here, they're not getting into the fight quick enough, and that's causing issues big time. So now what we're going to do is get the hero traps in, and we're going to try G again, and we're going to see if that made any difference whatsoever. Now I can put these bombs all the way back here with Druid. And actually, there's one more thing that I do want to do, because it kind of worries me, and maybe some of you that are watching and you know defense pretty well, you might know what I'm thinking right now, and it involves Druid and the placement of those towers. You can see that they're lined up evenly, and what I want to do is extend that tower out just a bit so they're not lined up evenly, because the last thing I want is Druid picking up aggro first. So I can just drag that out one like that, all good, and move this right back here. There we go. And now I can move my hero traps to over here to the dead center, so it's not going to be until, a later wave where the heroes or the monsters, whatever you want to call them, get all the way back there and start picking up the aggro from there. Okay, now it looks like we're good, we're set up, we're ready to go. And before we go, we're going to make sure to keep things leveling up. Keep these builders active. At a level 1. Okay, builders are going. And now we're going to move in here, and we're going to do G again. We'll see if these adjustments get me by. Now, G is something that I'm not going to be able to beat every time, even with garrisons. Now, if I would be happy to farm G with garrisons as opposed to going no garrisons, because I'm already screwed on honor badges anyways. I don't need all that XP to all my heroes to level up, because all they're going to do is get to where Druid is right now, and they're going to get capped. So if I'm able to get that extra 5 shards per run, or, in this case, since I really do not like F, it might be 10 shards extra per HPM, which is 80 extra shards a day. That's big. Okay, so we've gotten by G1, and we are pretty well off right now. And now they're going to go ahead and take care of all the buildings on the bottom. And really, the goal is to get by G1 when you don't have a bunch of refight heroes to start with, because it just takes a while to get the procs going. You can see I've got Immortep ready to go. He's going to proc. He's going to take care of those mecha men pretty much all by himself, which is going to save me where you can see they barely touched that tower. Now they're walking all the way around. I've got Champ revited up, Pumpkin Duke revited up, Druid revited up, Immortep's almost back on his way. Now Thunder God might not really get into this one until the very end, and hopefully he won't waste that proc, and I can save it for the next round on G3. And it looks like, oh yeah, baby, I get to save them all but Pumpkin Dukes and Champs, so we're looking good. And you can see now every time a wave is spawning, I've got heroes that, well, they have their proc ready to go, and it's really going to help me get through this. Druid's going to start off with giving me a buff. Thunder God's going to proc with that buff from Druid, making him hit that much harder. Then Pumpkin Duke's going to go off, Immortep's going off, and G3 getting through it, not losing a tower. And the only thing I'm worried about is a spawn on G4 that's in that same corner, and G5 in that same corner, which G4 is fine. Should have enough health on this tower to get by. With Pumpkin Duke proccing early. Nope, he's not proccing early, but Thunder God is. Immortep is. Lost the tower. Now who's... Oh, no. No! Why? Why do you do it to me? Pumpkin Duke's gone. That's a problem. When I lose my Pumpkin Duke, chances are I'm not winning the wave. And maybe I need to think about repositioning where my Pumpkin Duke is and swap him for Thunder God to make sure that I'm protecting him better. You can see I've dropped another hero, and I'm going to need to get extremely lucky to get by this, which is not happening. And you can see how, guys, I fail all the time, but I make adjustments. And on that one with Pumpkin Duke, maybe it was just a little unlucky where he was picking up aggro, but I'm going to flip him. And I also noticed that, well, that hero trap didn't go off, so that's in a bad position. That means it's never going to go off, so I need to make sure I get the position on it correctly. And we're going to go ahead and move one in the middle right there. And we're going to move that. And just go ahead and get them all in over here. And I'm going to keep them on Druid's side, because the last thing I want to do is lose Druid. And we got one more, which, boom, can fit inside of the box right there. And there we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and run G as soon as we can get that going. Alright, all builders are active. Let's go ahead and try G one more time. And as you can see, G is not an easy win. That's why I was so happy when I beat it, and then I go and lose the gameplay for it. Now you see that I'm trying over and over, and I've moved over 30 minutes in the video. My goodness. But those of you that just can't get enough of the free-to-play, here you go. It's just going on forever and ever. Alright. Oh, Thunder God just drilling them on the outside. And there is a much better defense for this Town Hall level, guys, and I know I can beat G if I simply just make the new defense, which I will do. I just don't have time to do it in a video without doing the editing after the fact and speeding it up, because a base rebuild for me, it takes a long time. I spend a lot of time getting it perfect and then decorating it and all that good stuff, so unless you wanted to see, like, base building the movie, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it after the fact and speed things up on it a bit. Now, Thunder God proc on the troop. No? Okay. That's alright. Proc's right there. That tower might be in a little bit of trouble. Come on. Take care of those mecha men, please. Thank you. Alright. So it looks like we've pretty much just got the heroes left coming through here, which I'm just really hoping that my Thunder God does not proc. I know my Immortep will, because I want to save that Thunder God proc for G3. And I did. Absolutely perfect. G3 should be a walk in the park, because I'm going to have Pumpkin Duke proccing right off the bat. Everybody's going to be buffed. That means that Thunder God's proc is going to end up just hitting that much harder. Champs, Immorteps, they all, well, there it is. We're all going off. We're all going nuts. Here are the procs. The procs come that much faster. Ooh, self-destruct hero, but boom, G3. Like I said, it would be no problem when I have Pumpkin Duke revited up and ready to go. Now, G4 is going to be a problem because, well, none of my heroes are up with a high level of energy right now, so it's going to take a while to get to their procs. But hopefully that extra, trip around that little wall, the way I have my lane set up, will get me to that procs. And there's Thunder God, there's Pumpkin Duke, and beautiful. G5, I've got all my heroes. I've got Pumpkin Duke ready to go. I should be able to walk through this minus a spawn. Oh, I don't know who's getting targeted first. If that tower is targeted, it's an easy win. If it's not, I'm in trouble. Looks like the tower is. This should be an easy win for me. I should be able to get through the dragon, or the the Dino. The Dino's usually the problem. There's Druid healing. Thunder God's going to have to proc again, and there he is. There's G5 beaten. And that's going to be the end of the video. But as you can see, guys, I do make mistakes all the time. But there are ways to correct them, and I showed you a few quick little tips on how to correct your defense if you see those same problems happening. And while I'm not ready to farm G5 yet, or just G in general yet, I'm getting close to it, and hopefully I'll be there. Now, next video that I'm going to make is all about the arena, and it's the deepest that I've been in the arena, my highest ranking since back in December, and I'll tell you how I go solo and what my strategy is to deal with arena groups. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Sand7 out.